Partners, Don and Gino.
Well, it's not just Don and Gino today. We have Mr. Scott Crayon with Cherry Creek Mortgage. He's very handsome and heck of a mortgage planner with our group. We're very pleased to have Scott on our Cherry Creek team. You are the master. You do a great job for your clients, a great technician, and really care about your clients, Scott. It's really good to see. It took us a year to get you aboard.
Thanks so much. I'm glad you did. It's great to work in town now. I spent a lot of years driving to Pasadena, and great market out there and all that, but it's nice working at home.
Yeah,
so.
and all we have to deal now with you and Shannon run around going, who dat? Who dat?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Exactly. Especially with football season on now. We're going to go in depth about what's going on in the real estate community today right here in Santa Cruz, because overall when we give our updates, and you can actually see our updates now, Gino and I now have a daily video blog to give you updates of what's going on in the markets on a regular basis by going to donandgino.com, and you'll see a little video recorder, and every day we give updates of what's going on in the markets. So you can stay in the know, whether it's what's going on in employment, what's going on with interest rates, what's going on in the housing market, and so forth. And we're posting, actually you'll have some more posts about what's going on in the real estate markets recently, because a lot of the news recently is positive, isn't it, Gino?
Yeah, in fact, you know, what I like about the show is that we take kind of the most important subject of the day and we spend 3 or 4 minutes elaborating on it. I feel like we spend a little more time on each individual subject. It's more of an educational show as far as on each individual subject. How we look at interest rates, what indicators are the ones that trigger what interest rates move. A little different than this show, because here we try to cover a lot because we have a little more time. There it's really very focused for 3 minutes on one subject.
That's right. And then the numbers lately regarding construction, spending, pending home sales, prices, everything, just so you know, because the media likes to scare the hell out of you so you pay attention that we're going into housing bubble 2 or 3 or whatever you're talking about. I'm sorry, it's not happening across the nation at all, and it's definitely not happening here in Santa Cruz. And that's why we brought in Erika Kauzlarich-Bird. She has basically grown up in the industry. I think she was handling insurance and real estate since you were 5.
Pretty much. I was running, actually it was 3, you know.
Okay.
I was telling the Xerox man how to fix the Xerox machine.
Typical kid these days,
yeah,
huh?
you know, yeah, I was helping him fix it. So.
See, you're fixing Xerox machines. The kids nowadays go, Dad, that's not how you work the computer.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
so really
Let
scary.
me reset your iPad for you.
Really scary for me is I was talking to my daughter about something and she was like, well, how did you do that on your cell phone when you were a kid? I was like, we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. Next subject. That's funny. So, Erika, why don't we talk about what's going on? Well, actually, your background, you've been literally in the industry forever. The reason, I love throwing out the Kauzlarich name because it's Erika Bird now, but yeah. Kauzlarich is a household name out here forever. I mean, I've known your mom for a long time, a top real estate professional, a wonderful lady, and you just followed in her footsteps, which is a great thing.
Yeah, it wasn't planned to follow in her footsteps. I actually have a huge passion for computers, and I was going to go to school for digital animation. So right out of graduating high school, I applied for Pierce College because they had a rodeo team. I come from a professional rodeo family. And the same week that school started, I had qualified for the United States Team Roping Championships in Guthrie, Oklahoma. So
Woo-hoo.
I here was, faced with, I may never get to do that again if I'm going to be going to college and trying to start a career, and what do I do? So my mom told me, she said, take a year off. You can help me with the real estate. Go ahead and go to Oklahoma.
Did you do that?
Finish that. I did.
Good for
I competed.
you, because you can't go back at that.
You can't. And, you know, it gave me... It's funny how when you look at everything now, that was actually the best decision I had ever made. The day I got my real estate license in the mail, I bought a townhome and just hit the ground running.
That's what all kids do, by the way.
Yeah, most of them do. Yeah, exactly. So I never looked back, but I'm glad that my mom, it gave me a lot of time to spend with my dad. It was hours upon hours on the road traveling to the rodeos, and I was able to continue that because real estate allowed that. So I'm grateful for where I'm at in my career, and I'm grateful to my clients, and I love being able to give back to the community because I feel like it has given me so much. And I lost my dad 10 years ago to cancer, and you know, those are all precious moments that I have, that had I been in a huge career and a 9-to-5, I probably wouldn't have had those moments, especially with my dad. And then being able to work side by side with my mom and my sister, and you know, we're a family business and we're together all the time, and it's
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of
you
fun.
even opened a business called Triple D Realty.
I did.
You opened
yes.
two businesses almost the same time, even.
I did. Yeah. I took that leap, didn't I?
Yeah, you just jumped right in.
Yeah. Well, I had to have my
You roped it all up. And
I
I'm like-
know. There we go. I had to have my broker's license to have a transaction coordinating company, which was handling files for various real estate agents, and I really didn't expect that to take off the way it did.
Well,
and
they
then,
need your help, trust
yeah,
me.
yeah, exactly. And the
Good
brokers.
salespeople don't do paperwork.
Right, and I had the reputation where the brokers believed in me, and and I love all of the brokers in the community because they did. They believed in me. They let me through the doors. They loved that I was handling the transactions because I was looking out for their best interest. And it was great. I was able to be home with my daughter, and it served a purpose. And then opened the company and slowly recruited some agents, and I've had a great team, and it was a great run. And then now I've made the transition over to RE/MAX, and that's been exciting. My sister Kathy is actually risk management. She's handling some risk management and doing file review, and she has a position over at RE/MAX too. So
Sticking with the family,
yeah,
huh?
it's
Well,
exciting.
Scott, I know Scott's really excited about your new role and everything there, because he's the one, like, you have to get these guys on the show. Between you and David Rendell, his whole team getting involved, there is a shakeup going on at RE/MAX, which is, I mean, the O'Hares have done a great job. They have
yes.
had one of the most successful real estate franchises in the world. I mean,
Yes.
literally in the world, not just here in Valencia. They've crushed it here in Valencia with some of the best real estate professionals, and they've done a phenomenal job. But there comes a time when the next generation has to take over. And Scott, not yet. I'm not that old yet. Don't you guys? You and Gino are already looking.
Don't
you
be
guys
getting
are already
any
like.
ideas,
You guys are
right?
already like twisting your mustaches. So be
Wheelchairs
careful.
right out the door, buddy.
See the love here.
You'll at least give them a gold watch, right?
You know what? This is funny. He beat me in almost any sport. This is what I can't stand about Don.
Oh yeah, you should
At
see,
least for now.
You should see Don throw a softball. It's like, where did it go? And he's like, somewhere all the way out there, and you're like, that's impossible.
That was pretty fun, beating
Yeah.
everybody at Afterburn Fitness at almost 50. They're like, you did not just shoot that out of a canyon. So we have a lot of exciting things. I don't want to go in too much detail because we got to
Okay.
break in about 3 minutes, but we know that there's been a change of the guard. And we'll talk a little. I would like to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll go into detail in the next segment of what's
Okay.
changing there and how you're helping that. As basically you're in charge of the agent development program, which is really cool that a company has that, and I think they picked the perfect person.
Thank you.
After all the years of experience you have, all you need is a little bit of energy, though.
Right.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
gonna
quite
have to work
enough
on
of that. Yeah,
Oh
maybe
my-
a rock star or a monster.
We can handle that.
We
You
got
can
those.
take
We
care
were
of
both
that.
drinking them, though. That's funny.
Yeah.
But talk about, there's been a little change, right?
There has. David taking over ownership, I felt the positive vibe the minute he took it over. And he did approach me about my transaction coordinating company and helping out the agents. And that's pretty much how it all started. And then we rolled into talking about agent development. And it's going to be a great program. It's going to be a collaborative effort. I'm just kind of spearheading and taking it in a direction that it needs to go. But it's really going to be the newer agents coming on, getting the training that they need, having the resources, having the support. And another thing that Dave is really pushing is team building. And these newer agents can come in and get the knowledge that they need, and then eventually they can, if they have enough production and they want to be able to stand on their own, they can. Or it allows an opportunity for the other agents within RE/MAX to start doing team building, and they're trained the right way, and they're getting team members that are assets to them.
You're bringing up an interesting word in the real estate community. Most real estate offices don't use that word, team building, because there's a lot of individuals. In
Yes.
most cases, you're an independent contractor, can do what you want to do, and most do, or don't, I should say. But I mean, I know we can attest to the strength of team. Scott, wouldn't you agree that the teamwork here definitely aids in all our success?
Yeah, I mean, if this gives you any sort of model to follow, this is the only reason I decided to come to Cherry Creek, is because, in most lending situations, you are competing against your manager, and they really don't have time for you. But what I found with Don and Gino, they just about drop anything they're doing to help me develop anything, whether it's a new relationship or having an issue with a file, structuring it. I mean, it's all about the constant training and them helping me become a better professional every single day. So I'm lucky I've got it built in right here. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's unique for real estate, though, that you usually don't have something like that to lean on.
And Dave is the same way. I have a little bit of a bet with him, wondering how long, because he will answer every text message. He'll pick up every phone call. And I thought, this is going to get old after a while, at some point. But he is. He's right there for every single one of his agents, which
actually he
makes
probably
it nice.
has. It probably won't get old for him because he has the same disease we do.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a
Some
disease.
people call it
Syndrome.
no, some people say it's a gift. We say sometimes disease. I mean, we like helping people. We get that's our passion. And watching Scott get more and more successful is easy because it gives us a lot. He's a great asset to our team because when we give back to him, he gives back to us.
Right.
And you're going to find that more and more with how you're developing the Remax team. I think it's brilliant that you have the energy of Dave Rendell, have you behind it. So let's go a little bit more in depth what that means to the real estate community out here and how it's going to change what you're seeing. Good stuff ahead when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate Finance Show.